Welcome to episode 16, where we're going to talk about the Chicago Bulls salary cap situation. So let's head over to Fanspo to take a look at what the Bulls can do this offseason to improve their situation. So let's look at the Bulls and see what their current cap sheet looks like and what maneuvers can they make to build a competitive team. So they have Nikola Vucevic, Zach Collins, Patrick Williams, Kevin Herter, Kobe White, Lonzo Ball, Jalen Smith, and a bunch of other youngsters on this team. Now, they got a lot of flexibility. And one thing that I would do if I was the general manager of the Bulls is I would clear out the cap for next year so that you have a lot of cap space for all the free agents that are going to be out there so you can make a couple moves. Because right now, they're not really doing anything. I'm trying to remember if they even made the plan. I think they got. I think the Heat. My Heat beat them in the plan, and then so they were eliminated before they even got started. And that's okay. I mean, what was their record? Let's see. They were 39-43. So they're not in the best shape, but they have a lot of flexibility. So let's go whale hunting. Okay, we're going to do a wild trade scenario, and this is based on Giannis wanting to leave the Bucks and stay in the Eastern Conference and go to a team with a lot of flexibility. I don't think that the Bucks would do this, but this is how it could work. If all the parties agreed, this is how we can make it work. We'd have to include the Nets in this because they have a lot of cap space that we can use to move contracts around. For example, they could take on Damian Lillard because he has got a torn Achilles, so he's out for a season, and that would clean up the Bucks' payroll, right? So let's do this scenario. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get the Bulls Giannis and also Kevin Durant. So we're going to do kind of like a mega deal trade for the Bulls. We're going to go all in with the Bulls, and we're going to try to win championship this upcoming year. We're going to re-sign Josh Giddey to whatever he wants. And, these other guys, okay, but so we have a lot of pieces to move around on the chessboard, so to speak. What you could do also is you could re-sign Josh Giddey to a 5-year contract because they'll only let me do 4 years, but let's do let's give him $30 million a year. Okay, so we'll give him $30 million a year, and I'd like to give him a 5-year contract, but it won't let me for some reason. So we'll give him a 5-year deal. So what we're going to do is this: we're going to send Damian Lillard to the Nets. Okay, we're going to send Giannis to the Bulls. I'm going to send Josh Giddey to the Bucks. Okay, and we're going to try that trade and see if that works. Okay, now we need to cut $31 million from the Bulls, and the Nets can take on $37 million. So we need to cut $31 million, and we're going to send them to the Nets. So we'll send Patrick Williams and this guy right here to the Nets, and we have $1 million in cap space, and that works. Okay, so that allows the Bulls to get Giannis. They got Vucevic and a bunch of decent role players, and we have a low payroll for right now. The Bucks reload. They got Josh Giddey locked up for 4 years, which would be really a 5-year deal, and now they have a piece to build around, so they can move these pieces out and then get pieces that complement him because he played really well. So that would be a good way for the Bucks to rebuild if Giannis wants to go. So that's one scenario that would work. And then also, if we want to get Kevin Durant, then we got to do one more move. So we could send Durant to Chicago, and I think it's not going to work, but we need to cut 44 million from the Bulls, and let me see how much I can take back. 68 million. So the Suns can take back 68 million. So Vucevic, I can send him to the Suns. One of these guys I want to keep, so let's send Zach Collins to the Suns. Okay, Lonzo Ball to the Suns. And that should be enough to clear the books. And it is. So that's how the Bulls could reload and get Giannis and Kevin Durant. And their payroll is $156 million. They would be able to retool with the other players and all that. So that's one scenario. The other scenario, which is more realistic, then that's not really a realistic situation because the Bulls are not really aggressive like that, is this. They're going to basically, they got 13 players under contract or with options. They're going to re-sign Josh Giddey. Give him a 4-year deal or a 5-year deal, max contract, probably $30 million a year. Let's just say $30 million for hypothetical. I would re-sign this guy because he's, we'll just give him $12 million for this example. Okay, the numbers don't really matter because the Bulls will pay them. It's just THT. We're gonna renounce him. I want to let these other guys go, and that's basically your team. They're gonna opt in also to these guys here, and so you have 177 million in cap space or salary, and then next year they're going to have almost 100 million in cap space, give or take. But you got Josh Giddey locked up, Trey Jones is locked up, and then a bunch of, Vucevic is in the last year of his deal, so he's ready to go after this. So there you go. That's the Bulls cap situation. Thanks for checking out Sports by Cap here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can update anytime we upload new content. And be sure to check out the latest videos from the show right here.